Okay.
I
know
that
this can be very intimidating getting to a crowd like this, so just take a deep breath. Let me make your argument. I'm going to make your argument for you, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's wrong. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the argument that is being made that you want to make is that there's legacies of injustice.
Yes.
And that those legacies impact one generation after the other. And when those things get handed down, you have what is a system or a systemic issue that isn't just isolated in 2024. So the argument that you're making is that what happened in 1954 does impact 2024 of decade after decade after decade. Let me tell you my response to that. Of course, there is some truth to that. However, every culture, every person in this audience can point to issues that families or generations prior had that we're able to overcome. So the question is, why is it that Black America is one of the only populations, that and Native American populations, that have not been able to overcome such evil, horrors, and injustices? Here's my perspective, and I want to hear what you have to say, is that the number one way to keep people out of poverty, lower the crime rate, and have a better society is whether or not you have a mom and a dad around, which we agree that's an ideal. Yeah? Cool. Yeah. And so what happened in 1964 is that 25% of Black youth were raised by a single mom. Today, it's nearly 75%, about 70%. So that means that 1 in 4 Black kids will have a father around. Only 1 in 4. That's the number one issue happening in the country, and it's not because of systemic racism. I'd like to hear what you have to say about that.
Okay, so I think...
Well, it is because of systemic racism. Salakia, I decided to do this lesson. Let me put it on airplane mode. So I decided to do this lesson right on the fly. And so I just wanted to bring that video out first. So first off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say shalom. This is a Montazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson entitled, What Do Vocab, Malone, and Charlie Kirk Have in Common? All right, so I started it off by letting you see the accuser of the brethren in action. Okay, I'm not gonna put a vocab video up there, but we know what he does. But here, Charlie Kirk is making the Israelites argument for him. Okay, and he says, "Oh, it's not because of systemic racism, right? But it is. This is a people robbed and spoiled. Okay." All right, so these behaviors and these habits, okay, Esau made them drink and then looked at his nakedness. Okay, that's what Esau did with Israel, made him drink and then look at his nakedness. And now you want to step away from the blame. Okay, what Charlie Kirk did right there, all right, is he act like he was about to play defense, and then as soon as he was about to get dunked on, he tried to get out of the dunk poster, right? He tried to take Esau out of the dunk poster, okay? You don't want to get dunked on, okay? But the reality is Esau Edom is responsible for so-called black culture, all right? Now, the reason why I'm doing this lesson is because Charlie Kirk got judged the other day. Okay, he's an accuser of the brethren. All right, but the biggest accuser of the brethren that I know, okay, that annoys the hell out of me, okay, when it comes to this truth, is Vocab Malone. Okay, so if Vocab, if you watching this video, all right, you should be considering that the Lord could take your goofy ass out. Okay? You've been accusing the brethren for years. All right? This is Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. Okay? Charlie Kirk was cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. Okay? So let that sink in for a second. Psalm 62 and 4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Salah. All right? Talking about Jake. Okay? They want to cast Jake down from his excellency. All right? That's called dissembling. Proverbs 26 and 24. He that hated dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. And when he speaketh fair, believeth him not. For there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. And we just watched Charlie Kirk, okay, try to sway and try to re-narrate what's going on in so-called black culture. All right? Proverbs 26 and 28. A lying tongue hated those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. Psalm 68 and 20. Okay? So when you talk about the issues of death belong to the Lord. He that is our power is the power of salvation. And unto the Most High, the Lord, belong the issues from death. Okay? All right? A so-called black man didn't pop Charlie Kirk. Okay? Isaiah 45 and 7. The Lord says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord Yahweh, do these things. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. All right. And in closing, Sirach 21 and 5. A prayer out of a poor man's mouth reacheth to the ears of the Most High, and his judgment cometh speedily. All right. So this was a special lesson, okay, for Vocab Malone. All right. What do Vocab Malone and Charlie Kirk have in common? Well, both of them are accuser of the brethren, but one just got cast down. I pray this lesson was edifying. Until the next one, Shalom.